Good evening, Dr. Ardley. For my journal for week 11, I would like to share the particular teacher that inspired me the most growing up. Her name was Miss Rhodes. She is currently a middle school principal in Texas. And I am not continuously in contact with her, but I have followed her and also followed her works and things like that. She inspired me because I am wanting to be an English teacher due to all of the particular works that she did for me in my sixth grade. And again, this is elementary. I am 30 years old, about to be 31, and we're speaking on a sixth grade teacher. And to this day, I remember mostly everything that she taught me. She was an African American teacher in New Orleans, Louisiana, at Paul J. Solis Elementary School. It was on the West Bank. And her methods on how to learn the prepositional phrase, where the verbs go, what is a noun, and how she made those particular subjects so easy to learn by incorporating music, which they are starting to do now, but she was doing back then. Also, when I was in the fifth grade, I was in love with just learning her class. I skipped going to gifted and talented classes because she was just a normal English teacher, and I was like, I have to go and be in Mrs. Rhodes' class. She also was a member of the neighborhood playground that I consistently went to, so I was able to see her after school. She also had children that were around my age. I think her son was younger than me by 1 or 2 grades. I think it was two. So he was in the fourth grade when I was in the sixth. So there was opportunities for me to see this particular teacher outside of school, and she saw how successful I was in sports. And she also pushed me to be a part of the education sector more so, and I just want to be some athlete out here making it. She showed me how education is very important. I will share a story how this great relationship that I'm portraying actually had a couple of ripples in them because I was a young student, I was a young person. And regardless of how I am now, when I was back then, I did have times where my behavior wasn't great. And there was a rumor that went around that some students started that I repeated. It seemed like as if I was a starter, which I was not. But some students started a rumor about her personal life that got back to her family, which caused like an entire issue at the school and made our relationship a little tense because I could have gotten suspended for they call it Rosie in Louisiana, which is rest of school year. So I could have gotten suspended for the rest of the school year, but because she understood who I was, my parents were in my life, and she had remorse and mercy for me, I didn't get suspended for the rest of the school year, and I didn't get held back, and I didn't have that particular strike on my record. But it was an experience that kind of showed me how like being a teacher is going to be important for me because now we're talking about classroom management and classroom and behavior issues with students and how to seek those particular issues out and make sure that they're not part of your everyday classroom setting. And just to go back and speak upon how I was inspired by her, she also showed me how I can relate to this class because I completely forgot about that situation until I had to explain it now. So just understanding that she handled that so well, she could have destroyed my educational background with suspending me, and I would have never gone to one of the top magnet schools in Louisiana if I had that on my record. I would not have been able to make it into the top universities before coming to Norfolk State, and if she would have had that on my record. So for her having that mercy in her spirit and in her heart, it just shows me how I can be a teacher now. It shows me to have these particular this or mercy for students and to give them a second chance and to give them a chance period because we need that. We don't know where all things come from, all the information, we don't know where that comes from, but just giving the student a second chance regardless if they are wrong or if they're not wrong, That's important because our decisions that we make as teachers are going to affect the student in many ways. And I'm just so grateful for her to actually not treat me like a typical African American student with behavior problems, because that has shaped me to be the woman that I am today. Um, I am grateful to be able to share this information with you in a journal. I couldn't type it. I felt like it would be better to say this to you, and and share. I hope that this story helped you learn a little bit more about me, and I wish you a great evening. And thank you so much for listening.